I gave up my career to care for my dying mother. She left everything to my brother, who never visited. 5 years of sacrifice. He got the house, the money, everything. I got a $5,000, thank you. My name is Emma Torres. I'm 34 years old. For 5 years, I was my mother's full-time caregiver. I quit my job as a teacher, gave up my career, gave up my social life, gave up relationships, gave up everything. I bathed her, fed her, changed her, held her through violent episodes, watched Alzheimer's erase her memory until she didn't know who I was anymore. My brother Michael visited twice in 5 years, sent occasional checks, called on holidays. When my mother died, she left him everything: the house, the savings, the investments, over $1.2 million. I got $5,000 in her jewelry. Michael's response: Mom made the will before she got sick. It's what she wanted. Then he gave me 60 days to move out of the house so he could sell it. This is the story of sacrificing everything for a parent who forgot you, and getting nothing while the absent child gets everything. I grew up in Phoenix, Arizona. My parents are Patricia and Roberto Torres. Michael is 3 years older than me. My dad died suddenly of a heart attack when I was 24. He was only 53. It devastated our family. My mom was 54 at the time, still working as a nurse, still healthy, still sharp. Michael was 27, already living in Seattle, working for a tech company, married to his wife Jennifer. They had their first child that same year. I was 24, just graduated from college, starting my first teaching job at an elementary school in Phoenix. After Dad died, Mom struggled but managed. She had her nursing job, her friends, her routines. I lived nearby, saw her weekly, called her every few days. We were close. Michael called monthly, visited maybe once or twice a year. Seattle's far. I have work. I have the baby. You know how it is. I understood. Or I tried to. But even then, I was the one Mom called when she needed something. When the dishwasher broke. When she was lonely. When she needed someone. Can you come over? I don't want to be alone tonight. I always came. Michael had his life in Seattle. I had mine in Phoenix. But mine somehow always included being available for Mom. The years passed. I taught 3rd grade. Loved my job. Loved my students. Built a life. I dated a guy named Chris for 2 years. We talked about getting married, about buying a house together. Then everything changed. I was 29. Mom was 59. Still young, relatively. Still working part-time at the hospital. I started noticing things. Small things at first. She'd forget appointments. Forget conversations we'd had. Repeat herself. Mom, you already told me that story. Did I? I don't remember. She'd call me asking for my phone number. Emma, what's your number again? I want to save it. Mom, you have my number saved. You call me from your phone. Oh, right. I thought it was stress. Grief from losing Dad. Normal aging. But it got worse. She got lost driving home from the grocery store, a route she'd driven for 30 years. She left the stove on. Twice. Almost started a fire. She forgot she'd taken her medication and took it again. Overdosed accidentally. I found her confused and dizzy. I took her to the doctor. Ran tests. Brain scans. The diagnosis came 3 months later: early-onset Alzheimer's disease. She was 59 years old. The doctor explained it would progress. She'd need increasing care. Eventually, full-time supervision. I called Michael immediately. Michael, Mom has Alzheimer's. Silence. What does that mean? It means she's going to get worse. She's going to need help. A lot of help. Can't she go to a facility? Assisted living or something? Eventually, yes. But right now, she's still functional. She just needs supervision. Someone to help manage medications, make sure she doesn't hurt herself. Okay, so what do we do? I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. While you're there, you can keep an eye on her, right? I have a job, Michael. I can't be with her 24/7. Can you check on her daily? I can send money to help with expenses. It's not about money right now. It's about time. About being there. Emma, I have a family. I have work. I can't just move to Phoenix. I'm not asking you to move. I'm asking you to help figure this out. And I will. Financially, I'll send money. But you're there. You're better at this caregiving stuff anyway. You're a natural. I wasn't a natural. I was just the daughter who lived nearby. Over the next 6 months, Mom declined rapidly. She couldn't live alone anymore. She'd wander, forget to eat, forget where she was. I moved in with her, started staying overnight to make sure she was safe. My relationship with Chris suffered. Emma, you're never available anymore. You're always at your mom's. She needs me. She has Alzheimer's. I know, and I'm sorry, but what about us? When do we get to build our life? I don't know. Soon, once we figure out a better care situation. But there was no better care situation. There was only me. Chris proposed we hire a full-time nurse. It's too expensive, I said. Michael's sending some money, but not enough for full-time care. Then Michael needs to send more. I called Michael. We need more money for Mom's care. Or we need you to come help. I'm already sending $2,000 a month, Emma. That's a lot. It's not enough for a full-time caregiver. Those cost $6,000 a month minimum. I don't have that kind of money to spare. You make 6 figures, Michael. And I have a mortgage. And 2 kids now. And Jennifer's student loans. I'm stretched thin. So am I. You're single. Your expenses are lower. That stung. Being single doesn't mean I have unlimited time and money for this. I'm doing what I can, Em. I'm sorry I can't do more. He never offered to visit more. Never offered to take Mom for a week to give me a break. Never offered anything except money that wasn't enough. When I was 29, I made the decision. I quit my teaching job. Became Mom's full-time caregiver. It destroyed my relationship with Chris. You're choosing your mom over us. I'm choosing to make sure my mom doesn't die alone and scared. Emma, there are facilities. Professional caregivers. You don't have to sacrifice your entire life. Those facilities cost $8,000 to $10,000 a month. We can't afford that. Then Michael needs to contribute more. He won't. I've asked. This is the reality. So you're just giving up? Giving up your career, giving up us, giving up everything? I'm not giving up. I'm making a choice. A choice that doesn't include me. He left. I don't blame him. I became a full-time caregiver at 29 years old. The next 5 years were the hardest of my life. Alzheimer's is cruel. It doesn't just take memory. It takes personality, identity, humanity. My mom, who was sharp and funny and kind, became someone else. She'd have violent episodes, hitting me, screaming, accusing me of stealing from her. Who are you? Get out of my house. Mom, it's me, Emma, your daughter. I don't have a daughter. Get out. I'd have to physically restrain her sometimes, to keep her from hurting herself, from running outside in her nightgown. It was exhausting, emotionally, physically. I had no life outside of caregiving. My friends stopped calling. I never had time to see them anyway. I aged rapidly, gained weight from stress, stopped caring about my appearance. I was 30 years old, looking 40, feeling 60. Michael called every few weeks. How's Mom? The same, declining. Is she comfortable? As comfortable as she can be. Good. Let me know if you need anything. But he never asked what I needed, never asked how I was doing. The money he sent covered some of Mom's medical expenses. Not all. I used my savings to cover the rest. I asked him to visit. Michael, it would mean a lot if you could come see Mom. I know. I want to. Work is just so busy right now. She's dying. I know. I'll try to make it out soon. Soon never came. He visited twice in 5 years. The first time, when Mom was 61. He stayed for 3 days. Mom didn't recognize him. Who's this man, Emma? That's Michael, your son. I don't have a son. Michael looked devastated. He stayed for 3 awkward days, then left. I can't handle this, Emma. Seeing her like this. It's too hard. You think it's hard for 3 days? I live this every single day. I know, and I appreciate what you're doing. I really do. But I just can't. I'm not strong like you. I wasn't strong. I was just trapped. The second time he visited was 2 months before Mom died. She was 64. She was completely gone by then. Didn't speak. Didn't recognize anyone. Just stared blankly. Michael stayed for 2 days, sat next to her bed, cried. I should have come more, he said. Yes, you should have. I didn't know it would be this bad. I told you. For years. I told you exactly how bad it was. I know. I'm sorry. But sorry didn't change anything. Mom died 3 weeks later, peacefully, in her sleep. I was with her, holding her hand. Michael wasn't there. He'd gone back to Seattle. I called him. Mom passed away last night. Oh God. I'm so sorry, Em. Are you okay? No. I'll fly out for the funeral. We'll get through this together. Together. As if he'd been there at all. The funeral was small. Some of Mom's old friends from the hospital. Some distant relatives. Michael gave a eulogy about what a wonderful mother she was. How much she meant to him. I sat in the front row, numb. After the funeral, people came up to me. Emma, you're a saint. What you did for your mother, giving up your life to care for her. She was so lucky to have you. I nodded, accepted the condolences. But I didn't feel like a saint. I felt like a ghost. A week after the funeral, the lawyer called. We need to schedule a will reading. Your mother left instructions. Okay. When? Is this Friday at 2 o'clock good for you and your brother? I'll be there. I assumed Mom had split everything evenly. The house. Her savings. It seemed fair. Michael flew back to Phoenix for the will reading. We sat in the lawyer's office. Both of us in black. Both exhausted. The lawyer, Mr. Hernandez, opened the will. Your mother, Patricia Torres, made this will 12 years ago, shortly after your father's passing. She never updated it. 12 years ago, before the Alzheimer's, before I became her caregiver. The estate consists of the family home, currently valued at approximately $800,000, savings and checking accounts totaling $400,000, and various investment accounts totaling approximately $50,000. $1.25 million total. The distribution is as follows. To Michael Torres, I leave the family home, all savings and checking accounts, and all investment accounts. To Emma Torres, I leave $5,000 and all personal jewelry. The words didn't register at first. I'm sorry, what? Mr. Hernandez repeated it. Michael receives the house and all financial assets. You receive $5,000 and the jewelry. I looked at Michael. He looked uncomfortable, but not surprised. You knew about this? I knew Mom made me the primary beneficiary, yeah, years ago. And you didn't think to mention that? In the 5 years I spent caring for her. I didn't think it mattered. I figured she might have changed it. But she didn't. No. I turned to the lawyer. Can I contest this? You can try, but your mother was of sound mind when she made this will. Unless you can prove undue influence or incapacity at the time of signing, it will likely stand. She made this 12 years ago, before her Alzheimer's, before I gave up everything to care for her. I understand, but legally, the will is valid. I stood up. This is insane. Michael stood too. Emma, I know this seems unfair. Seems unfair? Michael, I gave up 5 years of my life. My career. My relationship. Everything. I bathed her. I fed her. I watched her forget who I was. And I get $5,000 while you get over $1 million for sending birthday cards. Mom made this will when she thought I'd need the financial stability more. I had a family. Kids to support. You were single. Don't you dare use that as justification. Being single doesn't mean my sacrifice meant less. I'm not saying that. Then what are you saying? I'm saying this is what Mom wanted. We have to respect that. Mom forgot who I was 3 years ago, Michael. This will doesn't reflect who deserved what. It reflects decisions made before any of this happened. I know you're upset. Upset? I'm devastated. I'm broke. I gave up my career. I have no savings left because I spent it all on her care. And now I have nothing while you get everything. I'll give you some money. I don't want your charity. I want what's fair. The will is fair. It's what Mom wanted. Mom wanted a lot of things before she got sick. She also wanted to grow old with Dad. She wanted to remember her children's names. She wanted a lot of things she didn't get. This will is outdated and wrong. Mr. Hernandez intervened. Perhaps you two should discuss this privately. The estate will take several months to settle anyway. I left the office. Didn't say goodbye to Michael. He called me that night. Emma, let's talk about this. What's there to talk about? I want to help you. I'll give you $50,000 from the inheritance to help you get back on your feet. 50,000 out of 1.2 million. It's more than what the will says. Michael, you don't get it. This isn't about money. This is about recognition, about acknowledgement. I gave up everything. You gave up nothing. And you get everything while I get scraps? What do you want me to do? I can't change the will. You could refuse it. You could say this isn't right and split it evenly. Emma, I have kids. I have college funds to think about. A mortgage. Jennifer's been talking about going back to school. And I have nothing. No career to go back to. No savings. No retirement. Nothing. Because I spent 5 years caring for our mother. I appreciate what you did. Appreciate it. You benefited from it. You got to keep your career, your family, your life because I sacrificed mine. And now you're cashing in while I have nothing. I'll give you 100,000. That's fair. Fair would be splitting it evenly. 600,000 each. I can't do that. I need this money. I needed you for 5 years. You weren't there. He sighed. I'm sorry you feel this way. I'm sorry you're this selfish. I hung up. 2 weeks later, Michael texted me. The house is going on the market next week. You have 60 days to move out. I'll give you 100,000 to help with moving costs and getting settled. 60 days. To leave the house I'd lived in for 5 years. The house I'd watched our mother die in. I texted back, keep your money. I don't want anything from you. I moved out in 45 days. Found a small apartment across town. I took Mom's jewelry, the $5,000, and nothing else. Michael sold the house for $820,000. Added to the savings and investments, he walked away with over $1.2 million. I walked away with a box of jewelry and a broken life. Family members reached out. My aunt called. Emma, I heard about the will. I'm so sorry. Thanks. But you should respect your mother's wishes. She made that will for a reason. She made it before she got sick, before I gave up my life to care for her. Still, it was her decision. You have to let it go. Let it go? I have nothing. No career. No money. Nothing. You have your health. And you did a beautiful thing, caring for her. That's worth more than money. Is it? Because I can't pay rent with beautiful memories. She didn't call back. Other relatives had similar responses. Respect the will. Don't fight with your brother. Family is what matters. But family hadn't mattered when I needed help. When I was drowning in caregiving responsibilities and no one offered to relieve me. Family hadn't mattered when Michael couldn't bother to visit his dying mother. But now, when it came to money, suddenly family mattered. I went no contact with Michael, blocked his number, blocked Jennifer, blocked everyone who told me to respect the will. I had to rebuild my life from scratch at 34. I applied for teaching positions, explained the 5-year gap. I was a full-time caregiver for my mother who had Alzheimer's. Some schools were understanding, others weren't. 5 years is a long time to be out of the classroom. Teaching methods have changed. I finally got hired at a different school, lower pay than I'd been making before, starting over. I'm 34 now, living in a small apartment, driving a 15-year-old car, starting over. Michael's living in his same Seattle house. His kids have college funds now. Jennifer's enrolled in grad school. All thanks to the mother I cared for while he sent occasional checks. I saw a therapist to process everything. Dr. Reynolds helped me understand the grief wasn't just about money. You're grieving the recognition you deserved but never got. From your mother, before she forgot you. From your brother, who should have acknowledged your sacrifice. From your family, who should have supported you. I feel like I wasted 5 years of my life. You didn't waste them. You made a choice to care for your mother. That has value, even if others don't recognize it. But I have nothing to show for it. You have the knowledge that you showed up, that you didn't abandon her, that you were there when she needed someone, even when it cost you everything. That's not nothing. But it felt like nothing when I looked at my bank account. It felt like nothing when I thought about the career I'd lost. It felt like nothing when Michael posted on Facebook about his family vacation to Hawaii, funded by the inheritance. People ask me if I regret caring for my mom. I don't. I regret that she got sick. I regret that Michael wasn't there. I regret that the will didn't reflect the reality of who actually cared for her. But I don't regret being there for her. What I regret is expecting fairness, expecting recognition, expecting that sacrifice would be rewarded. Life isn't fair. Family isn't fair. Wills made 12 years ago don't account for 5 years of caregiving. Michael thinks I'm being petty, holding a grudge over money. But it's not about money. It's about being valued. I gave up everything. He gave up nothing. And the world rewarded him and forgot me. That's what hurts. I'm rebuilding now. Slowly. I'm dating someone new. Someone who knows my story and doesn't judge. I'm working, saving money, building a life. But I'm also grieving. Grieving the years I lost. The life I could have had. And I'm angry. At the disease that took my mother. At the brother who abandoned her. At the family who told me to be grateful for scraps. I don't know if I'll ever stop being angry. But I'm learning to live with it. To move forward despite it. To build a life that's mine, not defined by sacrifice or expectation. I'm 34. I'm starting over. And this time, I'm putting myself first. Have you ever sacrificed everything for family only to be forgotten? Have you ever been the caregiver who got nothing while the absent one got everything? Have you ever watched someone benefit from your sacrifice without acknowledgement? Share your experience in the comments. Sometimes the people who sacrifice the most get rewarded the least. If you believe that caregiving should be recognized, that sacrifice shouldn't be exploited, that will should reflect reality, not just old decisions. Hit that like button and subscribe. Because you can't give up 5 years of your life and get nothing while someone who did nothing gets everything. That's not justice. Hashtag, it gave up everything to care for mom.